What up, everyone? This is the United Underground, and I'm here with Vxjoking. What's good, man?
How you doing, man? Appreciate you for having me.
Hell yeah! So, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and what initially got you into making music.
All right, my name is Vxjoking, and I started making music around like 2020, end of like quarantine, I guess. I was turning 13 or 14. I dropped my first track when I was 13, and from then I just kept doing like a lot of dark trap. And I mean, of course, with my voice itself, it kind of just matches the dark and evil like aesthetic. So that's what kind of pushed my music in general was because like how evil tone my voice is. And from 2020 to like 2022, I've just been pushing out a lot of dark trap and from the scene called aesthetic rap. And over the time, I built up like a small fan base, nothing too crazy. But recently, if you've seen of mine, I dropped a song called "Dance, Dance, Dance" in like a dance type of genre, which blew the fuck up on TikTok, and it's now starting to go crazy, putting me up numbers and like actually building myself in like an image. So a lot of it just comes down to me making music because it kind of just sparked out of nowhere. I really didn't have a plan of just making music. Like if I can explain it in one way, it was just like an overnight thought, an overnight choice. I took the night to think. I was depressed as fuck. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do, and I just decided, you know what? Let's tap into music. And from then on, I just kept pushing out song after song and the song, meeting people, meeting all my homies, and just like going up and all that.
Okay, okay. I mess with that heavy. So, who are some of your inspirations and why?
Some inspirations of mine kind of like vary between like different generations of music. Speaking like, well, I guess for starters, we can say like Snot, Suicide Boys, Bones, maybe even Xavier Wolf. That's kind of what like started my initial like growth in music and kind of what developed my path as an artist. But then later on, it kind of just like I said, after the dance song, it kind of just switched to like a lot of new gen music, like Auditory, Lumi Athena,
First Club,
probably
yeah.
yeah, Crush Club, K Claire, Xenoblade, all them type of people.
Okay, okay. You would say you're more like versatile.
Starting to yeah, developing a lot more versatility. Yeah,
Okay, okay. What pushes you to keep making music from where you started?
probably because it's like I'm from Arizona, so if you haven't known, there's like no, I don't want to say there's no artists because there are people who do put in work, but I wouldn't say there's people who like have the same drive and motive as me. So like, it kind of makes me stand out from everyone else here.
Okay, okay. And how do you take criticism?
I'd say criticism with I mean, it kind of depends.
Uh, what advice would you have for other smaller artists just starting off or trying to develop their sound?
I think with starting your music, try to experiment a lot. You don't want to be stuck up in one specific genre and rinsing, repeating the same thing over and over until you realize you need to change up. And then when you finally do, when it's finally over for that type of scene, and it's like you like have nowhere to go.
How do you feel about one trick ponies, people who do the same sound over and over again? They call it their established sound.
I think if we're being genuine, it's kind of corny, but I can understand why. Speaking, it kind of you develop a bond with your sound and how you make music. So
Okay.
I guess it's like very half and half.
Who would you want to work with in the underground?
In the underground, I'd probably want to work with a lot of, um, I would say like people that have like a cult fan base. So like maybe if I can say if there's one person that I want to work with, it's probably like Sky, Voodoo Child, maybe even like um, Kill David or Xenoblade. There's just a lot of artists that I'd be down to work with in the underground.
Okay, okay. Uh, when did you start making music specifically?
Specifically, I got into it in November of 2020, or no, yeah, 2020. I was sitting in my room, just like blanking on, just overall, just overthinking that night. Because at that point, life was just, it was already downhill. So I kind of just thought to myself, like, man, I wrote my first. I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna." I wrote my first song. That shit was ass. I never fucking
Mm.
recorded that shit. And I waited like 2 months. Then no, actually I went. Okay, so in November I wrote my song. The summer after that I went to LA, and I guess I feel like that part too kind of played into what made like me make music. It gave me a whole different view on just life in general. And then I came back in December, recorded my first song, and just dropped it like that.
All right. That's dope. That's dope. What are your career goals for this year at least?
Career goals, I want to. I'd say I just want more people to like. I want to get a lot of support for my music. I don't want just like blatant numbers of just blowing up. I actually want to develop like a fan base of mine and like develop an image of myself.
How do you think you'll do so?
Probably, I guess, like, being more in contact with like the people who genuinely like my music, because I'm not a person to just like speak to just to speak to people in general. So it's kind of like it's a very difficult way for me to like contact and actually like develop a bond with like my actual community.
And what would be your goal throughout the rest of your career?
Rest of the career, probably make a living off music.
All right. Any planned releases, albums, EPs coming soon? If not, anything that just dropped?
Tonight we're dropping a song. Me and my homie C Band. We put a lot of, I would say, quote unquote time, but even though it was very fast paced, but it's still, it's like a sequel to like the dance song, of course. We're putting that out tonight, and then hopefully soon we have a potential EP with like someone special.
All right, that's dope. That's dope. So, does anybody have any questions for VX joking here? Anyone would like to come up on stage and say something to him?
What inspired you to make dance? I probably tapped in. Okay, I tapped into the scene very quick. I kind of already knew about like auditory specifically, and I already knew about just, I guess, what made me make dance was because I already put out like a couple songs similar to it. I would say Sigilcore, but it really isn't Sigilcore. And I guess when someone finally tapped in, like showed me like the whole scene in general, I was like, man, this is cool, and I just decided to like just make a song. I made the song for like just the fun, and I was joking that it was gonna blow up.
Okay, that's cool. I mess with that. You think it'd be the songs that you don't necessarily like mess with too much, or maybe songs you pass off as a joke that blow up
Of
versus
course,
the ones, yeah,
yeah.
okay.
For me, it
That's
is
kind
like
of
that.
just how it be.
Uh huh. What do you
What do you
want to
say
say?
to all the haters out there?
What do I say to them? I say, I really don't say nothing today. There's people yap, people talk, people say what they gotta say, but I just do me.
Okay, okay. I have a question for you.
What is your question?
My question for you is, to the people out there who don't know about you but may want to know about you, what would you have to say to them?
What would I say to them? I just say I'm a person of I'm a person of my own mind, meaning like I'm not too much of like on the there's not too much you'll know about me, I guess. I don't want to say I'm like secretive because I'm not really. I kind of already put myself out there, but I'm just a
Introverted.
person. Yeah, I guess so. So it's very hard to for me to like talk to people, I
To reach
guess.
out.
Uh-huh.
So, how would you convince somebody that you would want to about your music?
mm, I guess I'd show them through how serious I take music, or like speak to them about like how I envision like my art and creativity.
And if you get a negative response, how would you feel?
I take it with I take it with all respect. I mean, I understand people have like different different like different like ideas in mind, I guess. People think differently. People don't comprehend music the same way.
You're right. So what's up next for VX Joking? What do we have to look forward to?
With the dance style, we're gonna be pushing that a lot, and hopefully, like I said before, we're gonna be hopefully pushing potential EP with some big people that people are not expecting of me, who like of me and who don't know me and who do.
Okay, okay, that sounds exciting. Do you think this new dance thing that you're doing could be a start of a new wave,
Of
possibly?
course. Yeah. If you've seen a lot of the artists that already do it, numbers are like crazy right now. I feel like now is a good time for people who even do music on the business side to just like tap into it and just like get creative with it.
Okay, that's very interesting. Well, I think that's all that I have for you today, VX.
Uh,
I,
I
I
appreciate
appreciate
you,
you
man.
tapping in, man.
I appreciate you, man.
All right, well, this was the United Underground, and I was here with VX Joking. Appreciate you, man.
All right, you guys take it easy, man.